Hi everyone, Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to Vlogmas 2023, day 19. Today I'm going to share something with you that is long overdue. I'm going to share the artwork I created for my Christmas card for this year. This is the personal Christmas card that we send out to family and friends. And if you've been around for a while and you've watched Vlogmas for several years now, since before 2020, you may remember that I used to show you my Christmas cards back then. I used to do a Christmas card that I made every year, but in 2020, even though I had an idea in my head for what to do and I had sketches for it, I never did it because I didn't have time. Teaching was so crazy that year and every year after that. This is the first year I am finally doing it again since 2019. So happy to be doing it again though. I love doing my Christmas cards. The idea behind my cards, which kept getting more and more complicated every year, and if I can find a video below where I've shown you all the cards that I have, I will do that so you can go back and catch up on those. The idea behind it is I do a drawing in the style of my dog drawings, which are these black and white line drawings of dogs which represent people. So there'd be a big dog for me and a big dog for Paul, and then there would be little dogs for Roxy and Baron, the actual dogs, and then Vincent is always a bird. She looks like herself, and Roxy and Baron look like themselves, but humans are dogs too. So these are these characters that I created many years ago. And in addition to using those characters in that black and white line drawing style that I do, the idea is that the drawing that I do for the Christmas card encompasses things that have happened throughout the year. Well, this year was such a huge and special and monumental year for us for so many reasons. We got married, I quit teaching, we moved from Texas up to Oregon, to name a few, that I wanted to make sure I did a card. So I started back in October or so working on this and gradually worked on it here and there and finally just finished it, having taken a lot of time off in between. I'm also using a very different method to create the card this year. In the past, I've always done a pencil sketch first, and then I go back with the ink to do the final drawing, and then I erase the pencil, and then I scan the drawing into my computer, and then I clean it up in Photoshop and brighten it and get all the contrast ready to be printed. And then we would take it to be printed and then fold the paper, stuff the envelopes, all that stuff. This year, I decided to try something that I was hoping would make it easier, and it has in many ways, but it's also been a big learning curve. I bought an iPad Pro, which is inside the case here, of course, and I bought an Apple Pencil, and I bought some software called Procreate. I had seen several videos of people who have businesses where they do illustrations or they design stickers and they use Procreate to do those drawings. And there are lots of advantages to it. For example, I don't have to scan the artwork because it's already digital. I don't have to do all the cleaning up, which takes a lot of time because it's already digital. The sketching that I can do can be in different colors, so I can have like different layers of things and different ideas, and I can hide those layers. And it just makes the whole process ultimately a lot easier, but there's a big learning curve. So I've been learning that as I've been designing, and I finally have it done and ready to share with you guys and start printing them out and sending them. I'm going to show you a bit of the process, some of the steps, and I'll walk you through what is represented in the artwork that I created. I hope you enjoy. So this is the Christmas card as I've been working on it on my iPad here. This does all kinds of cool things. Not sure where to start to show you, but I can zoom out, or I can zoom in. I can zoom way in to be able to get to details over here and move it. Oops. I can draw with my fingers, which I didn't mean to do. It allows me to move it over to the edge where I can have my hand off. I have a glove because if I have my hand here with my hand resting on it, then my palm can mark up the page too and draw lines. But I can get in really close like that. I can rotate it. One of the other cool things that I love about this is that I can do the sketches, which you see in the purple and the blue, in different colors and in different layers, and then I can do the black line drawing on top of that. If I click up here, this is my layers palette. So I have all of these layers that I've done. This card is divided, you can't tell it from here, but it's divided into 10 sections. Let me see if I have that layer still up. Yeah, here. So you see those lines that just appeared. Those are the different sections. So each section is on its own layer. And that was to, oh, here, I'll show you this too. So that has the location of each of the sections because it's day 1, day 2 of our 10-day trip up here. So all the sections. So let me hide those two, put the border back. And then I can get rid of a section or a layer by hiding it. So for example, if I wanted to see Roxy with the spaceship there, Roxy just looked at me like, what? I heard my name. I just hide the Roswell layer or the sketch, and then that allows me to see my line drawing by itself because that's on a different layer. So I can see how that looks. I may work on that spaceship a little more, add some detail. But as you can see, I've got a lot done. I just need to finish the line drawings back here, which is also a lot of work, but the main stuff up here is what has to be, that has to look the best. It has to be the most precise. And it's actually a little harder to do it when it's bigger because it's such a fine line that you see all the little imperfections. And I like my lines to not be perfect. I like to see little wavy bits. You can tell that it's hand-drawn, and I do that on purpose. When I get it done, I'll show it to you again and explain everything that's going on in the picture. I think I have the line drawing finished now, other than fixing up little things about it. So let me hide all of the layers here that I've done and just leave the line drawing. And then we'll see how that looks. Whoops. Okay, that should be everything. Whoops, nope, it's not. Get rid of that one. I think I have it finished now. So let me take you through and explain what everything is. It may be helpful to put up sections so we can see that a little more clearly how I have it divided. So this very first section is in Houston and Katy, Texas, which is a city right outside of Houston. This is our apartment building where we used to live, and actually our apartment where we were. And we have my mom here with her Doberman, and we have the blazing Texas sun, which followed us through most of the trip. The second section here was our next stop. So we started in Houston, we stayed the night in Katy with my mom, and then our next stop, overnight stop, was in San Angelo, Texas. That's where my sister and her family live. So this is my sister and her husband, and then the foster kids, and they're holding one of their chickens. Next overnight was in Roswell, New Mexico. If you saw my vlog of the trip, that will really help you understand some of these things. In Roswell, Roxy got abducted by aliens, so that's what's happening there. And then we have a landscape that's getting less flat and more mountainy. Next stop was in Santa Fe. We stayed there for a few days in New Mexico with friends. A lot of the architecture there is this Adobe style. So I included one of those. And on our way out of Santa Fe, we stopped at Abiquiu Lake, and I don't know the name of this mountain, but this is the little mountain that has kind of a flat top that Georgia O'Keeffe would paint all the time, and we had a picnic there, or by the lake overlooking the mountain. Next stop was in Durango, Colorado, where there were lots of trees, more mountains, and the hotel where we stayed, they were having a Mini Cooper convention, so there's a Mini Cooper. Our next stop was in Moab. We went to Arches National Park, which is located there, so I've got one of the arches, and some of the vegetation, which was gorgeous. And some of the mountainscapes followed us there as well. Our next overnight was in Salt Lake City. So this is supposed to be a little bit of the lake and the city here and more mountains. They have mountains behind the city. Next stop was Boise. That's probably the place where we saw the least of our surroundings. It was really beautiful there. So I have some vegetation, a little bit of cityscape there, and just landscape. Not a lot going on in my drawing there, unfortunately. Our next overnight was in Bend, Oregon, and we have friends there. Bend, they have, oh my gosh, Vincent. In Bend, they have this butte here, this rounded butte. They have the Sisters Mountains, which are pictured in the distance. She's talking, Vincent is making this much noise because she hears me. She's joining, Vincent, stop. She's joining the conversation. We went downtown. They have this river that goes through Bend, and we stood on this little bridge here, and we saw some people floating down the river in inner tubes. And then of course we got to Lake Oswego, which is where we live now. So this has a lot in it. We have the river running into the lake, which doesn't happen in real life, but it does in the drawing. And there's somebody on the lake in a boat, and there's some mountains. The Christmas tree that you saw earlier in Vlogmas that gets lit up the day after Thanksgiving. That tree is planted there. It's there all year long, so I included that tree there. And also to put something Christmassy in the Christmas card. And then we have mountains covered in trees, which is what we see up here in Love. And then here's the Portland cityscape and Mount Hood in the background. And our sun, our bright sun, has gone away, and we have the clouds and the moon here because it gets dark early. It gets dark at like 4 o'clock here now. So that's the card. I just hid the sections. I should also explain what's going on in the front here. So this is Paul's car. This is Paul driving on the road trip and taking pictures because we stopped several times for him to be able to do that. And this one is me, and I'm vlogging because I did that on the trip. So I've got the little microphone on top of my camera, my vlogging stick. Here's Vincent. Here she's sitting on the headrest, but in reality in the car on the road trip, she was in her little cage and she was able to see out that window the whole time. And then the 2 dogs are here. So if you saw the vlog, Vincent, hush, hush. If you saw the vlog, you saw that Baron was just melty the whole time. He didn't care about looking around. He just wanted to get there, and he was hot, and he just melts. So he's like dripping there like he's melting. And then Roxy, she was very excited the whole time, and she was looking around everywhere. So that's her. And her mouth open like that is also referencing a thumbnail that I did in a vlog when we took her to the Oregon coast for the first time. That's the finished Christmas card. So there you go. Vincent Bird. In previous years, people have asked me about getting a copy of my Christmas card, so I've made this one available as a digital download from my website. So here's how you do it. I added just a couple more little things to this. I figured we should probably have something about getting married in here. And I wanted to just add our rings to our hands, but both of our right hands are kind of hidden where our rings would be. Instead, I added a veil to me and my floral bouquet. And then on the back window of the car, it says just married. And I also touched up a few things. I fixed Roxy's face a little bit and a bunch of little tiny things that nobody would notice. And I added my signature and the title for the digital download that I'll tell you about next. So you can get a copy of this if you want one exclusively on autumnbeckman.com. In the description box under this video, you'll see a link near the top to my website. You click that and that will take you to my website. And then you go to the little shop tab up here in the top left corner. And then these are all the things that I have for sale right now. So it has the planner pages. Those are all still available. There's that free download of the dog Santa picture. But this first one is the drawing. It's called Art Print Texas to Oregon 2023. So you click that. It has a partial preview of the image, some information about it, and you can click the purchase button to purchase it. So the actual download, if you scroll to the bottom, it gives you more information. It's a digital download, so you're not buying a print that I mailed to you. You're buying a digital copy that you can print at home. And this is for personal use only. It'll be 8.5 by 11 inches and then 300 DPI, which is a nice high resolution for you. And that's how you can get a copy. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, found it interesting. If you have not seen our video, our vlog of our entire trip from Houston up to Oregon, I will link that below. I will warn you, it's almost an hour long because I wanted to do the entire trip in one video and not break it up into pieces, but you get to see some incredibly beautiful pieces of America in that video, so I recommend it if you're interested in that. And now it is Advent calendar time. Let's start with the spices today and day 19. Crazy salt. No idea what that means. Goufrande salt from France. Paprika, thyme, chili, and a bunch of other things. So seasoned salt. Seems like not too bad a thing. Peppermint bark, day 19. It's a nutcracker. I needed another one of those. And Olivier & Co., day 19. 3 truffles in a row. Oh dear. Chocolate au latte. Gnocchio caramel latte. It's the latte part I can't deal with. Once again, it goes directly into Paul's mouth, and he does not mind. Now for the troublemakers, who again have escaped. And oh, did we catch them in the act here? Uh-oh. What happened? Baron, did you eat the guy? He fell off the tree. I have to confess, I saw him down there earlier, missing a leg, but this monster came by, this giant monster, and ate him before you guys could see him. Good for you, little monster. Licking his lips and everything. He's not sorry. Grab her, put her out of her misery. Where's Roxy? Roxy! Cookie! Oh my, that was a big tall jump, Baron. Here comes Roxy. There she is. Good job, Roxy. Sorry, Bear. You ate the other one. And at the Biltmore, day 20. What's in here? No idea. Nothing? Oh, because we're not on day 20. Day 19. See, time warp. I told y'all the other day. A peanut. Hello, Vincent. There's your peanut. Good job, Vincent. You're so good at eating peanuts. You're the best nutcracker, Vincent. The very best. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you back here next time for day 20. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy Vlogmas.